The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Hi dear ones, hope all are healthy, hope you all are taking good food, drinking plenty of water because health matters a lot. So shall we begin our lesson from where we have stopped last time? So last time we had studied about the landforms formed by the agent river. And we have already studied the various external agents, that is river, wind, sea waves and glaciers. So we studied about the landforms formed by the agent river. Now I've got to ask you a question. Why is water called as a universal solvent? Why is it that water is called as a universal solvent? Yes, can anyone answer? Anybody? Arshida will always be too anxious to give the answers. Yes, I can understand what Arshida is saying. Water is called as universal solvent because it has the ability to dissolve all the substances in it. It has the ability to dissolve all the substances in it. Now what happens is the minerals that is present in the rocks gets dissolved when water happens to pass through them. The minerals that is present in the rocks gets dissolved when water happens to pass through them, and this minerals, when it gets dissolved, it changes into solution. That is, the minerals that are there in the rocks gets dissolved when water happens to pass through them. When it rains, naturally water gets into the seeps into the earth, and inside the earth's surface rocks will be there, and the minerals that are there in the rocks gets dissolved when water happens to pass through them, and this turns minerals changes into solution. And now what happens is this solution leads to the formation of different landforms inside the earth's surface. This solution can lead to, that is, erosion as well as deposition. That is, this solution can lead to the formation of different landforms inside the earth's surface. Got it, children? Now we are going to study about the landforms formed underground water, formed inside the earth's surface, that is underground. ഭൂമിയുടെ അടിയിൽ എന്തൊക്കെ landforms ആണ് form ആവുന്നത്. Under that you are going to study one concept, that is karst topography. എവിടെയാണ് ഈ landforms, ഭൂമിയുടെ അടിയിൽ എവിടെയാണ് ഈ ഒരു landforms form ആവുന്നത്? That is, erosion and deposition is confined mainly to the regions where there are plenty of limestone. Erosion and deposition. I said landforms will be formed because due to underground water, ഭൂമിയുടെ അടിയിലുള്ള വെള്ളത്തിൽ landforms form ആവുമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. അതിൽ because of the solution, that is the rock, the materials, the minerals that is there in the rock will get dissolved, I said. Now, where is this, what is this, where it is going to happen? Every rocks will not change into, will not get dissolved. That is, the erosion and deposition is mainly confined to the limestone, mainly to the limestone region. What do you mean by limestone? Chunambu. Limestone, that is erosion and deposition is mainly confined to the limestone regions, and this is called as karst topography. Now let us study about, let us see how these landforms are formed in the underground. Which are the landforms formed in the underground? For this, let us watch a video.
If you dig a deep hole in the Earth's surface, there is a high chance that you will hit water at some point. How did the water come there? Well, when rain falls, some of the water seeps into the ground through cracks in layers of rocks until it reaches an impervious rock layer through which it cannot penetrate. The water gets stored there and is called groundwater. As the rainwater seeps into the ground or flows between layers of rocks under the Earth's surface, many soluble minerals in the rocks, such as limestone, get dissolved. This results in the erosion of the rock layers by the groundwater. Often, when the amount of groundwater is too little, or the soluble minerals are too large in quantity, the dissolved minerals may start getting deposited. Thus, groundwater acts as an important agent of landform creation through erosion, transportation, and deposition. These are some of the landforms created by groundwater on the Earth's surface. Let's learn how they are formed. When surface water seeps through cracks in rock layers, limestone begins to get dissolved. As the process continues over a long period of time, holes are formed in the surface of the earth. These are called sinkholes. The water that penetrates the surface keeps seeping in till it reaches an impermeable rock layer. After that, it continues to flow underground, parallel to the surface. If limestone is present in the rock layers, it dissolves in this groundwater, and over a period of time, caves are formed. Apart from sinkholes and caves, groundwater also creates some other landforms. When groundwater containing salts flows over caves, often it trickles down through cave ceilings. As water keeps dripping, salts get deposited on the ceiling and on the floor. Over a period of time, the accumulation of salts grows and gives rise to columns. The column hanging from the ceiling downward is called a stalactite. The column growing from the floor upwards is called a stalagmite. Thus, groundwater creates various landforms such as sinkholes, caves, stalactites and stalagmites.
So you would have watched the video how the landforms are formed inside in the underground. Okay, is that clear? Now let us just have a thing. So you would have already come across this concept, that is stalactites. You would have heard of the stalactites, you would have seen stalagmites, you would have seen in the video, pillars you would have seen, and limestone caves. Now limestone caves, this happens because of erosion in the underground water. Inside the earth's surface, because of erosion, due to erosion, what is formed? Formed by the solution of limestone. As I said, what did I say? It is formed when the minerals in the rock happens to pass through the rock surface. Naturally, the minerals gets dissolved and solutions are formed. And this solution will take the shape of caves. And this is because of erosion. Then these three are due to deposition. Which are those three? Deposition. Stalactite, it is due to deposition. Stalagmites, it is due to deposition. And pillars are also because of deposition. Stalactites means what? The deposit of lime growing upside down. Upside down എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾ അപ്പം ഓർക്കേണ്ടത് വവ്വാലിനെയാണ്, ബാറ്റിനെ കുറിച്ചിട്ടാണ്. എന്താണ് സ്റ്റാലക്ടൈറ്റ് എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ? തൂങ്ങിക്കിട മുകളിൽ നിന്ന് താഴേക്ക് വരുന്ന ഡെപ്പോസിഷനെയാണ് we call it as stalactites. That is stalactites. Stalagmites, what do you mean by stalagmites? The deposit of lime growing upwards. സ്റ്റാലക്ടൈറ്റ്സ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് എന്താണ്? മുകളിൽ നിന്ന് താഴേക്ക് വവാലിൻ്റെ പോലെ തൂങ്ങിക്കിടക്കുക. ആൻഡ് സ്റ്റാലഗ്മൈറ്റ്സ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് എന്താണ്? ഫ്രം ദ ബോട്ടം ടു ദ ടോപ്പ്, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ഫ്രം വിച്ച് ഗ്രോസ് അപ്വേർഡ്സ്. ആൻഡ് ദെൻ വാട്ട് ഈസ് പില്ലർ? വെൻ സ്റ്റാലക്ടൈറ്റ്സ് ആൻഡ് സ്റ്റാലഗ്മൈറ്റ്സ് അപ്പോൾ മുകളിൽ നിന്നും ഗ്രോ ആയി, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് മുകളിൽ നിന്ന് താഴേക്കും താഴെയിൽ നിന്ന് മുകളിലേക്കും രണ്ടും കൂടെ ഇങ്ങനെ ജോയിൻ ആകുമ്പോൾ, merging I have written, when these two merge together or join together, what is formed? Limestone pillars are formed. This one you can write it in the file. Understood, children? Okay. So for limestone cave, the best example is the Bora caves of Vishakhapatnam. Got it, children? Now we know the landforms formed by the agent river, because due to erosion which landforms are formed, and due to deposition which are the landforms formed, that we know. Now we know the landforms formed by the agent, that is underground water also we know. Now let us come to the next agent, that is sea waves. The landforms formed by the agent sea waves due to erosion as well as deposition. Due to erosion, two landforms are formed. Due to erosion, two landforms are formed. One is sea cliff. Sea cliff, the first landform formed due to erosion by the agent sea wave is sea cliff. Sea cliff എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഉണ്ടാവുന്നത്? It is because of erosion. എറോഷൻ കാരണം ഏതാണ് ഏജൻറ്റ്? ഇവിടെ സ്ഥിരമാലകളാണ് ഇതിൻ്റെ ഒരു ഏജൻറ്റ്. കോസ്റ്റൽ ഏരിയാസിൽ ഉറപ്പാണ്. നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ അടുത്തത് കോസ്റ്റൽ ഏരിയാസിലേക്ക് പോയി. കോസ്റ്റൽ ഏരിയാസിൽ ഏതാണ് ഏജൻറ്റ് ആവുക? അവിടെ ഉറപ്പാണ് റിവർ അല്ല ഏജൻറ്റ്. കടൽ തീരത്തിൻ്റെ ഏജൻറ്റ് ഏതായിരിക്കും? സീ വേവ്സ് ആണ് ഏജൻറ്റ്. സോ ദ ഏജൻറ്റ് സീ വേവ് leads to the formation of the landform called as sea cliff, and this is because of erosion. അടുത്തൊരു landform form ആവണത് stacks എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞൊരു landform ആണ്. This is also formed because of erosion. The landform formed by the sea waves due to erosion is sea cliff and stacks. Got it? ഇനി ഡെപ്പോസിഷൻ കാരണം ഉണ്ടാവണ ഒരു ലാൻഡ്ഫോം ഏതാണ്? ഡെപ്പോസിഷൻ കടൽ തീരത്ത് ഡെപ്പോസിഷൻ കാരണം ഉണ്ടാവണ ഒരു ഏജൻറ്റ് ലാൻഡ്ഫോം ഏതായിരിക്കും? എവ്രി വൺ ഓഫ് us we know. In the coastal area, a landform is formed. No man has created it. It is created by the nature, and the agent is sea waves. Which is that landform? The landform is beaches. The beach where we go and enjoy during summer season. It is the work of the agent sea wave, and the process is deposition. Now let us see a video how this sea wave leads to the formation of sea cliff, stacks and beaches.
Look at these landforms just off one of the shores of Mexico. Aren't they beautiful? But have you ever wondered how these formations were created? Such formations are the result of sea waves. In areas where sea waves hit the seashore with great force, erosion occurs. While in areas where the sea waves are not so forceful, deposition occurs. Thus, sea waves cause erosion in some places and deposition in others, and in the process create landforms. Let's learn about the landforms created by both erosion and deposition. Let's learn about the landforms created due to erosion by sea waves first. Generally, if you visit the seashore, you will see portions of land projecting into the sea from the shore. These are called headlands. When sea waves dash against these headlands, they create landforms through erosion. When sea waves continuously strike against headlands, the base may get eroded. The erosion can create vertical slopes called sea cliffs. Erosion also creates sea caves. When sea waves dash against the foot of a sea cliff, they erode soft rocks and cut through joints and cracks. Gradually, these cracks get larger, developing into small caves. These are called sea caves. Further erosion of sea caves leads to the formation of sea arches. Eventually, sea arches may also collapse to form stacks. When waves dash against sea cliffs, the base of the cliff gets actively undercut. This erosion continues, and eventually the cliff recedes. As the cliff retreats, a gently sloping rocky platform is left at the base, called a wave-cut platform. Landforms are also created on the seashore due to deposition of sediments by sea waves. Generally, the concave space between two headlands is shallow, and the velocity of waves is not that high. Due to this, eroded material and other sediments get deposited in these concave spaces between headlands. Stretches of such deposited sand along the coast are called beaches. Over a period of time, sand gets deposited along the sides of the headlands. With passage of time, these sand deposits extend over a long distance that run parallel to the coast and form sandbars. When sandbars are formed, they separate some of the brackish water from the sea. Such pools of water are called lagoons.
So you have already watched the landforms formed by the agent sea waves. Sea cliff, stacks, beach എങ്ങനെ ഉണ്ടായി എന്ന് കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. So എന്താണ് sea cliff? That is steep structures formed by the crumbling of sea facing slopes. The side of that is the rock structure which is facing the sea side. റോക്ക് സ്ട്രക്ചർ ഏത് ഭാഗത്തേക്കാണ് സീയെ ഫേസ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത് അവിടെ ഏത് ഭാഗത്തേക്കാണ് റോക്ക് സ്ട്രക്ചർ ഇങ്ങനെ സീയെ ഫേസ് മീൻസ് സീൻ്റെ കടലോട് ചേർന്നിട്ടുള്ള റോക്ക് സ്ട്രക്ചേഴ്സ് ഉണ്ടാവും. അത് കടലിനെ ഫേസ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന ഭാഗമാണെങ്കിൽ ശക്തമായ തിരമാലകൾ വരുന്നു, ആ റോക്ക് സ്ട്രക്ചറിലേക്ക് എപ്പോഴും കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ആയിട്ട് അടിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നു. ആ ഭാഗം ഓട്ടോമാറ്റിക്കായിട്ട് ഹാവ് റിട്ടേൺ ഹിയർ ക്രംബ്ലിംഗ് ഓഫ് സീ ഫേസിങ് സ്ലോപ്സ് എന്നാണ് ഇവിടെ എഴുതിയിരിക്കുന്നത്. ക്രംബ്ലിംഗ് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ശക്തമായ കാറ്റ് കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ആയിട്ട് ആ ഒരു സ്ലോപ്പിലേക്ക് തന്നെ വന്ന് അടിച്ചുകൊണ്ടേയിരിക്കും തിരമാലകൾ. ഓട്ടോമാറ്റിക്കലി വാട്ട് വിൽ ഹാപ്പൻ, ദറ്റ് സൈഡ് വിൽ ഫോൾ ഓഫ്. ഏത് ഭാഗമാണ് സീയെ ഫേസ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്, ആ ഭാഗം സീയിലേക്ക് പൊട്ടി വീഴും. കാരണം ശക്തമായ തിരമാലകൾ അതിലേക്ക് അടിക്കണം. നെക്സ്റ്റ് ഇസ് സ്റ്റാക്സ്, ഐസൊലേറ്റഡ് റോക്ക് പില്ലേഴ്സ് ഫോംഡ് ഡ്യൂ ടു വെയറിംഗ് ഡൗൺ ഓഫ് റോക്സ്. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് അഗെയിൻ ഐസൊലേറ്റഡ്. ഇങ്ങനെ ദിസ് ഈസ് വൺ landform. The other landform is rock structure is there. Continuously the sea waves keeps on hitting. Continuously അടിച്ച് വരുമ്പോൾ the rocks may undergo wearing away of rocks. The rocks may undergo wearing away. What do you mean by wearing off? Wearing away, that means തേയ്മാനം സംഭവിക്കാം. ദ റോക്സിൽ തേയ്മാനം സംഭവിക്കും. ടീച്ചർ പറഞ്ഞു തന്നൊരു വാക്കാണ് അബ്രേഷൻ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞൊരു വാക്കുണ്ട് അവിടെ. Rocks may undergo the rocks may get worn away. That is റോക്സിൽ തേയ്മാനം സംഭവിക്കാം. And this will look like തേയ്മാനം തേഞ്ഞ് ഒരു ഐസൊലേറ്റഡ് ഒറ്റപ്പെട്ട ഒരു പില്ലറിൻ്റെ രൂപത്തിൽ വന്ന് നിൽക്കാം. നെക്സ്റ്റ് ഇസ് ബീച്ചസ്. ബീച്ചിന് പിന്നെ കൂടുതലായിട്ട് പറയാനില്ല. ശക്തമായ തിരമാലകൾ വരുമ്പോൾ വെള്ളത്തിൻ്റെ കൂടെ എന്ത് കൊണ്ടുവരും? സാൻഡ്, പൂഴികൾ കൊണ്ടുവരും, മണൽ കൊണ്ടുവരും, കല്ല് കൊണ്ടുവരും. ഇതിനെല്ലാം കടൽ തീരത്തിലേക്ക് കൊണ്ടുവരും. തിരമാലകൾ തിരിച്ചു പോണ സമയത്ത് ഈ കല്ലിനെയും മണലിനെയും എല്ലാം അവിടെ ഇട്ടിട്ട് തിരിച്ചു പോവും. ആൻഡ് ദാറ്റ് ലേറ്റർ ഓൺ ലീഡ്സ് ടു ദ ഫോർമേഷൻ ഓഫ് beaches. Is that clear, children? So now you would have understood. ബീച്ചിൻ്റെ ബെസ്റ്റ് എക്സാമ്പിൾസ് കോവളം, ശംഖുമുഖം, കോഴിക്കോടിലുണ്ട്. So many beaches are there. Okay. Now let us study about the landforms formed by the agent wind. External agents നമ്മൾ പഠിച്ചു. That is river is over. Again I am coming back. Each time I am reminding you of the different agents that we have studied. So we have studied about the agents, landforms formed by the agent river, the landforms formed by the agent sea waves, and underground water, which all landforms are formed due to erosion and deposition. Now we come to the next agent. Which is the next agent? That is wind. And then one more agent is there, that is glaciers. With that we will finish our lesson. Is that okay? Okay. Now the landforms formed by wind. ശക്തമായ കാറ്റ് എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ when I said river, we thought about mountain. When I said underground, limestone എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ underground, ചുണ്ണാമ്പിൻ്റെ അംശം, പാറകൾ എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ underground. Okay. When I said sea waves, I said sea waves, നമ്മൾ കടൽ തീരത്തേക്ക് പോയി. sea waves, agent sea waves എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ we reached the sea കോസ്റ്റൽ ഏരിയയിലേക്ക് പോയി, കടൽ തീരത്തിലേക്ക് പോയി. ഏജൻറ്റ് സീ വേവ്സിനെ തിരമാലകളെ ചിന്തിച്ചപ്പോൾ കടൽ തീരത്തേക്ക് പോയി. ഇനി നൗ ഐ എം കമ്മിങ് ടു ദ ഏജൻറ്റ് വിൻഡ്. കാറ്റിൻ്റെ ശക്തമായ ഒരു ഏജൻറ്റ് കാറ്റിനെ കുറിച്ച് പറഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾ എവിടേക്കാണ് പോകാൻ തീരുമാനിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്? വേർ ആർ യു പ്ലാനിങ് ടു ഗോ? ഐ ഹാവ് ഓൾറെഡി റീച്ച് ദർ. അപ്പോൾ പറയും ടീച്ചർ ടെക്സ്റ്റ് ബുക്ക് നോക്കിയില്ലേ അതുകൊണ്ടല്ലേ? അല്ല, ഇനി നിങ്ങൾ പറയൂ. ഞാൻ വിൻഡ് എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ when I said the agent wind, where are you planning to go? Yes, you are right. Wind, കാറ്റ് എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ ഈ കാറ്റിനെ കുറിച്ച് ഏജൻറ്റ് കാറ്റ് പറയുമ്പോൾ we will be moving to the desert. What are the peculiarities of desert എന്ന് ചോദിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ചൂട് കൂടുതലായിരിക്കും, wind will be stronger and gravels will be more. That is പൂഴികൾ, മണൽ കൂടുതലായിരിക്കും. Sand particles will be more. Okay. Now let us see which are the landforms formed by the agent wind. Before that, let us study two concepts in this. Let us study two concepts based on this. The first concept is deflation. that is deflation, not deflation. Inflation, deflation, ആ 10th പഠിക്കുന്നത് ഇത് deflation ആണ്. What is this deflation? That is the whirlwind, the strong whirlwind carries the sand, dry sand from one region to another region. Once again let me repeat, ഇത് desert regionൽ കാണപ്പെടുന്ന ഒരു concept ആണ്. That is this concept, that is the movement of sand from one region to another region നെയാണ് deflation എന്ന് പറയുക. Deflation. What is this deflation? The strong whirlwind carries the dry desert sand from one region to another region. ഒരു ഭാഗത്തിൽ നിന്ന് പൂഴികളെ എടുത്തു, ഡ്രൈ ഡെസേർട്ടിൽ നിന്ന് സാൻഡിനെ എടുത്തു, കൊണ്ടുപോയി എറോഷൻ അതിനെ എടുത്തു, and it will go and deposit it somewhere else. It is going to deposit somewhere else. And this process is called as deflation. So what is deflation? The strong whirlwind carries the dry desert sand from one region to another region. Clear? Next concept is abrasion. Every time I am using this abrasion. ഇപ്പോൾ തന്നെ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലായി abrasion means തേയ്മാനം, wearing away of rocks. So what happens? The rock the sand, the gravel, the dust particles carried by whom? Who is going to carry now? It is not the agent river, it is not the agent seaways, the pebbles, the gravel or the sand particles carried by the wind will be rubbing against the rocks. ആരെയാണ് ഏതിനെ റബ്ബ് ചെയ്യും? റോക്സിനെ. Now when I say rocks, നിങ്ങൾ എവിടെ പോകണം? ഏതിലേക്ക് പോകണം? റിവറിലേക്ക് പോകാൻ പാടില്ല. You should be in the desert. നിങ്ങളുടെ കോൺസെപ്റ്റ് എവിടെ ആയിരിക്കണം? You should be in the desert region. ഡെസേർട്ടിൽ മരുഭൂമിയിൽ ചില റോക്സ്, ചെറിയ ചെറിയ റോക്കുകൾ ഉണ്ടാവും. ആ റോക്കിൽ ശക്തമായ കാറ്റ്, that is the strong wind will be bringing sand particles, dust, deflation ആണ്. It will be carrying sand particles, dust particles from one region to another region. While moving, it will be hitting against the rocks. And this rubbing of rocks in the desert by the wind will lead to the wearing away of rocks. And this is called as abrasion. അങ്ങനെ അടിച്ച് കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ആയിട്ട് ശക്തമായ കാറ്റ് ഈ കല്ലുകളും മണ്ണും പൂഴിയും എല്ലാം ഈ റോക്കിൽ, ഡെസേർട്ടിലെ റോക്കിൽ ഇങ്ങനെ അടിക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് റോക്കിൽ എന്ത് സംഭവിക്കുന്നു? തേയ്മാനം സംഭവിക്കുന്നു. ആൻഡ് ദിസ് ഇസ് കോൾഡ് ആസ് അബ്രേഷൻ. വെയറിങ് അവേ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്, എവറി ടൈം ഐ എം യൂസിങ് ദിസ് വേർഡ് വെയറിങ് അവേ. വെയറിങ് അവേ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ തേയ്മാനം സംഭവിക്കുന്നു. ആൻഡ് ദിസ് ഇസ് കോൾഡ് ആസ് അബ്രേഷൻ. Now let us watch the video of the landforms formed by the agent wind. And now let us watch a video for the landforms created by wind due to erosion as well as deposition. Got it, children?
I am the wind. You normally know me as a blessing on a hot and sunny day. But you also see me bending huge trees easily. This is when I show you my true might. I blow over high mountains and even over the seas. However, my favorite place is the desert. Let me show the different landforms I create in deserts. I have many superpowers. The first one is deflation. With that, I can create beautiful sceneries like these. This is called a deflation hollow. I carry sand away from the deserts. The place from where I took the sand becomes empty. As time passes by and sand keeps going away from that area, it becomes a deflation hollow like this one. This is my brother Strong Wind. He is much stronger and faster than me. He carries sand, dust and stones with him. He has a superpower as well. It is called Abrasion. This is a mushroom rock made by my brother. When his way is stopped by rocks, the stones, sand and dust attack the rock. The stones hit the bottom, The sand and dust hit the top. The stones are harder than the dust, and so they are more effective. This makes the rock look like a mushroom. My other superpower is transportation and deposition. With that, I create beautiful sand dunes. This is a barchan. When there is an obstacle in my way, I lose speed. I lose some sand with that. As sand keeps collecting at the obstacle, it forms a sand dune like this.
Now you would have watched the video. Which are the landforms? You would have seen what is deflation, abrasion you would have seen, and which are the landforms formed by the agent, formed in desert by the agent wind. You would have already watched. So you would have seen mushroom rocks, how it is formed. That is continuous hitting of the sand particles, dust particles and pebbles by wind leads to the wearing away of rocks, and that rock will take the shape of mushroom, and this is called as mushroom rock, and this is formed due to the erosion. So formed due to the erosion by wind, resembling mushroom. Next is barchans. Barchans. It is not barchans, it is barchans. Understood, my dear children? Now that also you would have seen moon shape, crescent shaped formation. I already said deflation ennu parnal endana, the sand particles, the strong whirlwind carries sand from one region to another region, and this is deposition from one region. നിങ്ങൾ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ടാവും ഒരു ഭാഗത്തിൽ നിന്ന് whirlwind will be carrying the sand from one region to another region, and when it is depositing, that deposition will take the shape of a crescent, that is crescent shape എടുക്കും, and that is called as barchans. Clear? Hope you have understood. So my dear children, what all I have written on the board, this is all you need to write in the file. So don't get confused. Some of you were asking me, teacher, should we write, is this enough for the exam? Yes, my dear children, I am just taking out the points and giving you. This is all is highly sufficient because you need to know the, you have to watch the video, and for writing the main point is needed. So what is written on the board, that can be incorporated in your file. So with this I stop my class because more if it is means you may say Madi, idu okay ana. So for the next class I will be doing the landforms formed by the agent glacier. So with this I stop the lesson. Take care of your health, have good food, drink plenty of water. Drink plenty of water. Even though you don't feel thirsty, make it a habit to drink plenty of water. So stay safe, always be happy, and give my regards to your parents. Love you all children. Have a great day.